Good morning. Last time we have seen conjugate beam method for cantilever beams, and we have taken same type of cantilever that we have left hand fixed support and right hand cantilever supports. Now we have varieties of problem. So I already mentioned on the day on the group that if you have any problem which are related with conjugate beam, then you can put it on the group, but no one put any problem. So I have selected some problems. And after that also, if you have any problem to be included, then you just put it on group or you can send me separately. Then also we can include it in the presentation. So now today we will just revise the things and then we will go to the problems. So we have actually methods, four methods we have seen, and we are interested with conjugate beam method. Now in this, we have seen while going for conjugate beam method, we have this as an imaginary beam and loading acting on it is M by E diagram. So today we have considered some problems where we have varying value of EI. Now here again we have same serial number. Real beam we have fixed end, conjugate free end, real free end, conjugate fixed, roller and simple in real, roller and simple in conjugate, continuous support in real, internal hinge in conjugate, and internal hinge in conjugate considered as continuous in support. Now we can have uh, diagrams, and we have first, you can see left support fixed in conjugate that becomes free. So these two slide plays very important role while we are going for the conjugate beam method. Now here this is important one. Now you can see here you have which support, continuous support. Now what we have made over here, we have made here internal hinge. Why we have made it as internal hinge? Now you can see what will be deflection at continuous support. So we have vertical deflection in continuous support is 0. Now when we will say deflection is 0 in real beam, what will be bending moment in conjugate beam? It should be 0. And when we will get value of bending moment 0? Only when we have internal hinge, because we know about internal hinge my bending moment left and bending moment right both are 0, and as my bending moment is 0, so we can say bending moment in conjugate beam is 0. That means my deflection in a real beam is 0, and therefore we are going to make a continuous support as internal hinge. Then we can go next 5, and that is internal hinge. We are going to consider it as continuous support. Now in same concept vice versa whatever we have seen in figure 4, and now we will start with problems. So before that, again I will revise actually sign convention. Now today, on that day I have drawn the diagram that is on compression side, and arrows we have shown that I will show. Now on that day we have problems same side, so we will not discuss more about the sign convention. But now today we have different varieties, therefore we should know. Now see, we have this cantilever beam and we have compression, that is we have compressed bending moment, we are going to plot compression, we are on bottom side, and we have tension that is on top side. So we have plotted bending moment diagram on compression side, but where are my arrows? So my arrows are towards tension side. So always keep in mind now, hence after whatever bending moment diagram we are going to plot, that bending moment diagram we are going to plot on compression side always. And we are going to show our arrows exactly on opposite side. Means if my bending moment diagram is below, my arrows should be upward, and if my bending moment diagram is upward, then my arrows should be downward. So whenever you have in conjugate beam method and whenever you are plotting M by A diagram, always keep in mind your arrows should be on tension side when your bending moment diagram is on compression side, and exactly reverse. If my bending moment diagram is below the line, then my arrows should be upward, and if my bending moment diagram is above the line, my arrows should be downward. And shear force if positive, then I have clockwise slope, and when I have bending moment positive, that is clockwise, then I have downward deflection. So these sign convention, now you keep in mind, we will not go with second because we are going to use this sign convention only. So I will show this sign convention only. So we are with this. So sign convention that plays actually very important role. So we have that bending moment that is downward, and when I have clockwise bending moment. Now we can see, so arrow's direction should be towards the tension side of bending moment. So now you can see I made it, arrow's direction should be towards the tension side of what? Bending moment. So these three terms plays very important role while solving the problems of conjugate beam method. Now we will go to the problem. So first we will see the standard cases and then we will go to the problem. Standard cases of simply supported. Now I will go little bit fast because this first part that you know always. Now we have simply supported beam and with concentrated load. So if I have simply supported beam with concentrated load, then we know what will be my FBD. So we have equal reactions, and that equal reaction we have P by 2, P by 2. Then what will be bending moment diagram? So we have PL by 4. So that will be my bending moment diagram. Now as EI is constant, so M by EI diagram and M diagram both are same. So now once I know this conjugate beam, now both ends are simple and roller, so that becomes simple and roller only. There is no change in the conjugate beam. Now next we have to draw conjugate beam with M by EI diagram. So I have plotted conjugate beam with M by EI diagram. Now see where I have compression. Compression that is at top. So we have compression above the line and tension below the line. So as tension is below the line, so I have plotted these arrows in downward direction. So keep in mind, so we have tension over here, so tension below, so my arrows are on downward. That is most important, and once I know this, then remaining things are simple. So now you can see this. So now we can have this. So VA, VB, these are the reactions. Now we will find the reactions. So what will be reactions? Equal. So half part will be towards left support, half part will be towards right support. So we have VA, VB. Now you can see one half. That first one half, this one half is for half load, that is total load by 2, and bracket will gives you total load. So this is total load and this will be half of the total load. So I have VA equal to VB, PL square upon 16 EI. Now you can see over here. Now if I will go slope in actual beam, that will be shear force in conjugate beam. Now slope in actual beam, so that is, let us now we will find at A. So we have theta A. So now theta A, that is equal to VA, and that is equal to PL square upon 16 EI. Now this value we have positive. So because shear force is positive, I am just taking just right of A, I am considering section, and we are just sticking to the left of this, and that we have VA. Now you can see shear force is positive, therefore my slope should be clockwise. So if shear force positive, slope clockwise. If shear force negative, slope is anti-clockwise. If bending moment positive, so deflection downward. If bending moment negative, deflection upward. So now you can see theta B. So theta B, I will write it as VB, but that VB I have minus. Why minus? Because if I will consider a section and I will consider right part of this section, because to come from left side, I have to consider VA and total load. Instead of this, I will consider left part. And VB is upward, so I have value as minus. So it shows shear force is negative, so slope should be anti-clockwise. So I should be very careful whenever I am going to calculate the values of theta and calculate the values of deflection. Now if I will go deflection in actual beam, then I have bending moment in conjugate beam. So deflection and bending moment, we know deflection relates with your bending moment. So now where I have to find out? I have to find out at center. So I have to consider portion till center only. So I will consider this and left part of this. So I will consider from this side. And then we have VA. Now you can see this. So we have delta at center, bending moment at center. So we have VA into L by 2. What is VA? VA is PL square upon 16 EI. So we have PL square upon 16 EI into L by 2. That will be due to reaction. And then due to this load, so what is total load? PL square upon 16 EI. Where it will act? L by 6. How L by 6? So we have 1/3 of L by 2. So we have this portion, we are considering L by 2 and we are taking from right angle. So that is 1/3 of L by 2 and that becomes L by 6. And that will be anti-clockwise, so minus. And that will gives me PL cube upon 48 EI. So I am getting this bending moment positive. So if my bending moment is positive, then we know we should have deflection that is in downward direction. So bending moment positive, therefore deflection is downward. So we have this conjugate beam that is for concentrated load at center. These values actually you have to remember because in competitive exams we have questions on this. That is direct questions, MCQs. Now we can go to the next problem where we have UDL, that is throughout the span. So now we have this will be left hand simple support, right we have roller support. Now when we have simple and roller, then we will go with this. So we have FBD. So now reactions will be again half WL by 2 WL by 2 because symmetrical with center. Now we know bending moment diagram, we know WL square upon 8 EI. EI is constant and that will be parabolic. Now we have this diagram where we have tension, where we have compression. We have compression top, tension bottom. So where I have plotted these arrows, my arrows should be downward. So we should be careful with these arrows. In conjugate beam, once I know these arrows, then I can solve the problems very easily. Then we have conjugate beam. Then conjugate beam we have, you can see simple support remain simple, roller support remain roller. So now we have to draw M by EI diagram for this. Now M by EI diagram, conjugate beam with M by EI diagram. Now we have arrows. Arrows plays important role. Arrows should be towards tension side. And then remaining things are very simple. We have to find value of VA. We have to find out value of VB. So we have again 50-50. Now we can go with this. VA equal to VB. Total load 1/2. So 1/2 that is total load by 2. So that 2 we will taken as 1/2 and total load that we have inside the bracket. So inside the bracket 2/3 into WL square upon 8 EI into L. Now is it correct method that is parabola and we are taking 2 by 3? No. Then what is correct that we will see. But in examination to find value for MCQs, you can use this method. But if you have subjective question paper and there you are going to find the value by this method, that is wrong. So then what is correct that we will see after calculation of this and what will be the difference between the two, that also we come to know from that. So now you can see this WL cube upon 24 EI, VA and VB we have same. So WL cube upon 24 EI. Now once I know this value, then I can find theta A and theta B. So we know slope. So slope and that is we have shear force. So these relations we have to keep in mind always. And then we can go with theta A. Theta A is VA, same that is in last example. And that is equal to WL cube upon 24 EI. Again positive shear force. So we have slope clockwise. Then we can go theta B. Theta B we have VB. Then we have now again minus because we are going to consider again section that is just left of B and we are considering portion right of B and that is VB. But we have upward section right part So minus. So we have shear force is negative, therefore slope is anti-clockwise. Now to find out the bending moment, then we have again, this is most important. I will go deflection. Then what I have to find? Bending moment. Then I will go delta center. Then I have that is WL cube upon 24 EI into L by 2 minus. Then we have to consider that is where what will be total load WL cube upon 24 EI, where it will act 3L by 16. So now we have actually this as 3 by 8 into L. Now 3 by 8 into L, but is L? L is L by 2. So we have 3 by 8 into L by 2, and that will be 3L by 16. So keep in mind this is 3 by 8 into L by 2. So 3 by 8 into L by 2 is 3L by 16. And then that will gives me 5WL4 upon 384 EI. Again we have that as positive because bending moment we are getting positive. So delta at center we have 5WL cube up L4 upon 384 EI. So actually this we have delta center. What is delta center? Bending moment at center. And bending moment we have calculated likewise. So this is second standard case. So this is downward. Now third case we have taken, that is really good example. That is we have couple which is acting at center. Now couple is acting at center. We have taken clockwise. We can go for anti-clockwise. Then what will be FBD? So we have M by L, M by N. That is what will be M by L. What will be reaction over here? Now couple is clockwise. If I will take moment about this support. So if we will take moment about this support, so this is clockwise. So I know reaction developed due at this end should be downward. And then what will be value? So value I am going to get if I will take moment about this, then my reaction will be M by L. Now you can see FBD, I will plot it. So I have this FBD and that is M by L. Downward. So summation Fy0, if it is downward, then this should be upward value. So now we know this. Downward we know upward. Now I will plot bending moment diagram. Now M by EI again same. So we can have this. Now you can see M by 2. M by 2. Now this will be downward. Now if you will take moment on this side, so you have moment as anti-clockwise. And where it will take your beam? It will take beam downward side. And therefore we have downward M by L into L by 2. That will be M by 2. Now if you will go just right of the moment, then your moment will be positive clockwise, and if we will show clockwise, it will take bending moment up, and that value we will get minus M by 2 plus M, that will be plus M by 2, and we have shown upward, and then we are going to get this bending moment diagram in this fashion. Now why bending moment diagram we have in this way? If you will draw the shear force diagram, then I have this will be M by L, no load, and M by L. So we have this will be shear force diagram. So if in shear force diagram we have line as horizontal, so automatically we are going to get this line as linear in case of bending moment diagram. So now we have conjugate beam, that will be as it is because we have end support, simple roller, so that will be simple and roller only. So now we have to go conjugate beam. So now we have conjugate beam. Now where we have arrows, that is most important in this now. So I have this as compression in this portion. I have compression in this portion. So for this portion, my arrows should be upward. Now for this portion, my arrows should be downward. Because we have to plot arrows towards tension, and you can see my arrows. So once I plotted arrows correctly, then remaining things are simple. I have to just take moment, and then we have to just find out to go for the values of reactions. Now we have moment about A0. So minus VA into L. So we have minus VA into L. Now we have this triangle, first left triangle. So we have ML upon 8EI, from where we are going to get 1/2. So we have 1/2. What is base? We have base is L by 2. What is height? Then we have height is M by 2. So we have 1 by 2 into L by 2 into M by 2 gives me ML upon 8EI. So now where it will act? It will act at 1/3 of L by 2, that is L by 6. because this distance is L by 2, and we have 1/3 because we have this as right angle. From right angle we have 1/3, and then we have L by 6. So we have this moment. First moment is anti-clockwise due to ML upon ATI clockwise, so plus. Now moment we are taking about B. So when we are taking moment about B, then we are going to get it as L by 6 plus L by 2. So L by 6 plus L by 2. Now this second triangle, so it will again ML by ATI, same value we have. Where it will act? Again from right angle, L by 6. So we have L by 3. Why L by 3? So we have L by 2 minus L by 6. So we have this distance we have L by 3. So knowing this distance, we can take moment, and then we are going to get this is equal to 0. Gives me value of VA ml upon 24 EI, which in which direction? So this is acting in downward direction. Now we can go with Fy0, and as we have this ml upon ATI, we have this ml upon ATI, these two are same, cancels each other, therefore my value of Va is equal to value of Vb, but in opposite direction. Then minus Va plus Vb, and then we are going to get plus ml upon ATI ml upon ATI equal to 0. So we are going to get Vb ml upon 24 EI. But Va is in downward direction, so Vb should be upward. So we are going to get this as upward. Once we know reactions, then we can find shear force, we can find bending moment. Now you can see this diagram. And now we will go with shear force and bending moment gives me slope and deflection. So slope in actual beam, shear force in conjugate beam. So I have theta A. Theta A is VA. Now in which direction? So we have in downward direction. So we have this value is minus. And when we have shear force minus, it is anti-clockwise. So theta B we have VB. So VB we have, again VB will be minus. VB is also minus because I am taking this section. And we are considering right part, upward right part we have minus. So again we have minus, means both theta A and theta B, both we are going to get it as anti-clockwise. And what will be, if we will draw the diagram, then how we are going to get this diagram for this? So then our diagram will be somewhat like this. So I am going to get anti-clockwise over here. So this slope here you are going to get anti-clockwise. And if you will plot over here, then here also you are going to get this slope as anti-clockwise. So on both sides my slope are anti-clockwise. Then you can see I already plotted over here at center my deflection is 0. Now we will see, are we going to get deflection 0 at center? Then we have deflection in actual beam. So we have conjugate bending moment in conjugate beam. So delta at center, bending moment at center. ML upon 24 EI into L by 2. This is due to reaction. Now actually this value should be minus and this value should be plus. So this value is minus if I will consider anti-clockwise, and this will be plus. And then I will get this value that is equal to 0. And because 24 2s are 48 and 8 6 are 48, numerator is same. And we are going to get delta at center that is equal to 0. And I have this will be my deflection of beam. So we have this will be third problem. Then we will go to the next, and in next problem we have now slope I am considering at one of the support, and then we are going to find that is slope and deflection. So now you can go with this. So we have C beam with couple at right support, but now I have considered anti-clockwise. So now if we will go to the reaction, what will be reaction at this? So this reaction should produce clockwise moment, and then we have upward. So you can see FBD. Reaction will remain same when we have couple anywhere. Couple is not going to change your value of the reaction. And then if you will go to the bending moment diagram, now see M into L, you will get clockwise and clockwise bending moment diagram. And therefore where it will go, so that bending moment will take your beam upward direction. So you can see over here. So if I will consider section anywhere, and it will take bending moment upward. So M by EI diagram, EI is same again. So we have same diagram. So conjugate beam, again we have same. So we have bending moment diagram. Now see, we have this will be compression. We have below, we have tension. So arrows I have in downward direction. Then I can find VA, then I can find VB, and then I can go with theta. Now I will just show it. I will not explain again this one. So you can see this. ml upon 2 EI into L by 3. Moment we are taking about B. So VA ml upon 6 EI. So we are in this mesh. So VB ml upon 3 EI. Both are upward. So now we will go ml upon EI, slope and deflection. So you can see slope. So we have at A, theta A. Now we have positive shear force. So we have slope is clockwise. If we will go, then negative shear force, because again we are considering section over here. So ml upon 3 here, and then we are going to get this value that is equal to anti-clockwise, because value is minus. Now if you will see the problem, I have little bit made change in the problem. So here we have to find out slope at support, that we have calculated. Now we have to go for maximum deflection. Where I will get maximum deflection, that is most important, and you can see where I will get maximum deflection. So we have maximum deflection at zero slope. So because maximum deflection, we have bending moment, and slope we have shear force. Then where I will get maximum bending moment? Then I will get maximum bending moment where my shear force is zero. So where I will get maximum deflection? Where my slope is zero. So slope zero in actual beam, that is equal to shear force in conjugate beam. And now we can go for this. So we have this diagram. Now where my shear force is zero in conjugate beam, that we have to find. So let us, we have a distance x, and y will be the ordinate at this. Then I have to relate x and y, and I have to make the equation only in terms of x. So now I will make the relationship y by x, and that is equal to m upon ei divided by l. So y I will get mx upon eil. Now I will find shear force 0. So till this portion I will consider the values. What I will get? VA minus this area of this triangle, and that you can see VA minus half into XY. So this triangle, how x will be the base, y will be the height. So 1/2 x into y, that is equal to 0. Now what is VA? VA is ml upon 6 EI. What is x? X is x. What is y? mx upon ei by l. So I will put it 1/2 x, and y is mx upon ei by l, and that is equal to 0. So we are going to get x square equal to l square by 3, or 1/3 l square. So knowing these values of x, so x I will get l by root 3. So I have to find out bending moment at l by root 3, and that will gives me deflection. So now you can see maximum deflection, bending moment at l by root 3. So delta max VA into L by root 3. So now this x becomes L divided by root 3. And then we have this L by root 3, we are taking moment. So VA into L by root 3. And that is minus 1/2 xy. And where it will act? So that will act at x by 3 from this. And so we have this will be x by 3. And therefore now we will substitute value of y, and then we will get maximum bending moment, which will be my deflection. And then we have delta max. I have substituted VA ml by 6 EI, L by root 3, and minus x is L by root 3, y is mx ei by L. So first m ei by L. What is x? X is L by root 3 into x by 3. So x is L by root 3. So L by 3 root 3. So we have delta max, and delta max we have ml square upon 15.59 EI, and that will be my bending moment is positive, and therefore we are going to get that is deflection downward. So we have this problem, that is for different loading, different diagrams, that is couple at center, couple at end. Now we are going to consider next problem where my EI is not same. So EI is not same, and this was asked actually in GATE 2008. So now we have M over here, we have M over here. So here we are going to confuse, but if we will see, I have both moment as anti-clockwise. So just their way of showing is different. So we can with this, one is clockwise, anti-clockwise. No, both are anti-clockwise. So now we have M diagram. So M diagram we have in this way. Till this we have M, which will take your bending moment. upward direction because anti-clockwise we have. So this portion we have M, and this second half L by 2 we have this M and this M. So total 2M we have. Now if we will go with conjugate beam, sorry, M by EI diagram, so I will divide this M by EI because in this portion actually we have value of EI is EI, and in this portion we have value of EI is 2EI. So this will be as it is. So M by EI in this portion, and if we will go in this portion, so we have 2M divided by 2EI, and that will be again EI, and therefore we are going to get it as M by EI throughout. This portion we have taken 2M upon 2EI, and this portion we have, so till this we have 2M upon 2EI, and in this portion I have value as M upon EI, and therefore my bending moment diagram that remains same. Now I will go conjugate beam. So we have conjugate beam, A will be cantilever, then we have beam, and then we have B as fixed. And then I will plot this diagram. Now you can see where I have tension, where I have compression. Tension we have top, compression we have bottom. So my arrows, where I have arrows. So we have to plot arrows on tension side. So because my bending moment diagram is on compression side, so automatically my arrows goes on tension side because tension I have bottom side. And from this we are going to get this as, see, you can see this just left shear force. So what will be minus ml upon EI. So theta b minus ml upon EI. Shear force is negative. Slope is anti-clockwise. And then we are going to get this value in this fashion. ml square upon 2EI. That will be my bending moment. And that will give me deflection at B. So we have problems in this fashion. So we will go to the next actually, that is again we have cantilever and loaded and supported as shown in figure. Then you can see this problem. Now important, we have to plot bending moment diagram. Then you can see this. So we have this diagram, and there we are going to get this as 3.33 and 63.33. And then now I can draw bending moment diagram. So if we will go to the bending moment diagram, then we are going to get this bending moment diagram in this fashion, M diagram. So now what will be my M diagram? Then you can plot it M diagram, and that M diagram you can see that is 40 kilonewton, and we are going to get that is linear, and that value we are going to get as 80 kilonewton over here. So value we are going to get over here 80 kilonewton. Here I am going to get value 3.33 into 3. This value we are going to get as 80. So actually we are going to stop here only today because we have actually another one workshop that is going on.